Hey everybody, Sarah the Urban Farm Gal here, back for another video this week. So the government shut down, I work on government contracts, so I'm taking today off and I'm going to make some peanut butter fudge. But not any old peanut butter fudge, this is essentially a fluffernutter fudge. So throwing some marshmallows in there, I'm going to melt them down, and what you get is this really, really delicious, sort of spongy fudge at the end. Oh, so good. I already made one batch this week and it has been demolished. So I thought, you know, fudge is fairly easy to make. This comes together in about 15 minutes, and then the hard part, you have to cool it for a couple hours in the fridge to let it firm up, and then you just go for it. So I'm going to show you how to make it. It's super duper easy, so you really need to get on this. We're starting with a half cup of butter. And I am just going to throw everything into my pot here, and then we'll put it on the stove to melt it down. So it kind of starts out like you're making Rice Krispie treats a little bit. Butter, marshmallows, and then I've been making a lot of peanut butter Rice Krispie treats lately, where I throw in peanut butter in with the marshmallows and butter. And oh man, if you've never made those, just go do it. Just throw a little bit of peanut butter in there with your marshmallows and butter and make them the same way you normally do. So good. Okay, so I made, like I said earlier, this recipe earlier in the week, and I used half a bag of marshmallows, and this is just it's a 10-ounce bag, so 5 ounces of marshmallows, I guess. So give or take, it might be 5.5, it might be 4 3/4, I don't know, and I don't really care. It should be fine. This fudge, I think, because I just made it up on the fly when I did it earlier this week, it's fairly forgiving. So yeah, half cup of butter, 5 ounces of marshmallows, and just a little dash of vanilla extract, maybe a teaspoon, half teaspoon if you want. And then earlier in the week I used creamy peanut butter, and I used about 3/4 of this jar. So this is a 16-ounce jar, so about 1.5 cups or 12 ounces. So I'm going to finish the rest of this jar, and then I'm going to use, because I normally buy crunchy peanut butter, that's my fave, I'm going to pull a little bit more out of this big tub. So like I said, I am really lazy and I don't like to measure things unless I absolutely have to. So I'm just not gonna. Approximations tend to work well in my favor. So if we're going for about 1.5 cups total of peanut butter, and I've got probably a little more than a half cup in here. It's probably 2/3 of a cup, whatever. It's fine. And this will have a little extra texture because we're using crunchy. That's okay. A lot of people add nuts to their fudge anyway. So we'll just have a few peanuts in there. Another little scoop. Maybe another little scoop, because I do love peanut butter. Okay, time to clean the fingers. Done. Put that back on, and then oh, and a sip of tea. It's a good tea day. It's been kind of snowy outside. It's sort of still snowing, but not really. And a little bit of powdered sugar. So a lot of fudge recipes call for like an entire pound of sugar. We're not going there. This doesn't need it. You already have sugar from the marshmallows in the form of corn syrup, unless you make your own. So, tablespoon. So we're gonna add 6 heaping tablespoons of powdered sugar. So again, we're not really measuring all too much. Just kind of heaping, and this will probably equate to about 1/2 cup, maybe 2/3 of a cup. And you know, they don't have to be like gargantuan. Just kind of, you know, shake it off a little bit so that they're sort of heaping, but not ridiculous. I lost count. Was that 6? I think it's 6. I sound like I'm teaching bar. I've lost count. How many reps have we done on one leg? I don't know. I do that all the time. So far, nobody has complained about walking around in circles because one leg or butt cheek is bigger than the other, so I figure I do a pretty good job of evening things out. In bar, and I'm sure it'll be fine for this fudge. So this is going to the stove. We'll melt it down. Okay, so I used a bigger pot last time. I probably should have stayed with that bigger pot. Oh well, once this butter and marshmallow starts melting down, it'll be fine. Normally I don't throw all the ingredients in to begin with. I throw the butter in, let it start melting, and then I throw the marshmallows in. But for demonstration purposes, I messed up my routine today. So I've got this kind of on like a medium-low heat. Just stir it around. And this is actually what takes the longest. It takes a while for these marshmallows to break down. And then once it's all smooth and stirred together, then all you have to do is pour it into a prepared pan. Here. Yeah, melt, baby, melt. Got one stubborn marshmallow here that I'm trying to get dissolved. Okay, I think we're ready. So it's a nice kind of soupy, but once it starts to cool, it will thicken up really quick. So the pan I used the other day is dirty. So I'm using 2 smaller dishes, and I just sprayed them with some nonstick cooking spray. And I'm gonna divide this fairly equally, and then stick it in the fridge. That's all we're doing. Super easy. Okay, put some over here. There we have it, peanut butter fudge. I'm gonna stick these in the refrigerator for about 1.5 hours or 2 hours, and then I'm gonna totally devour some of this. And that's it. Fluffernutter fudge is so good. I promise, if you make this, take 15 minutes out of your day, and you only need those 5 ingredients: butter, marshmallows, peanut butter, some vanilla, and that's even optional, and a little bit of powdered sugar, and you can just go bananas with this. So go make it. I promise you it'll make you a really fun New Year's treat. Okay, until next time, Happy New Year, everybody.
Excusez-moi.
All right, time to eat a little. Oh my gosh, that's so good.